Here's an example of a Civil 3D alignment which contains two lines and reverse curves. This was created using an AutoCAD polyline converted to alignment segments. Now it works perfectly, except when you need to make edits to it. Depending on the type of edit you make, you could end up with strange results. In this case, we have some tangency problems between the curves and the tangents. Here's another alignment, the same shape, except this time created with Civil 3D's layout tools. Now at any moment, I can change any bit of the alignment, change the tangent direction for incoming and outgoing tangents. I can change the radii or pass-through points. And all tangency is maintained. Now, I'm not going to say that this alignment was created incorrectly, because you know what? When it was created, it did the job. It was fine. But this one just provides a little bit more flexibility when you're making some edits. So how do we get this type of alignment? Well, here are the types of entities that I used. I'll hold this for a moment so you can study it, take a look at it. Really what happens is we begin by creating that line segment, and then this line segment. That's number 2. Number 3, we create a floating curve which begins on the first line segment. And then lastly, we essentially do a free curve fillet between that curve and that line. Alright, here's how we do it. I'll start a new alignment. I won't put any labels on right now. Alright, the first segment is that incoming line. The second segment is the outgoing line. Any particular direction doesn't really matter. Third segment is that floating curve. It's called floating because one side of the curve is dynamically linked and tangent to this line segment. The other side is controlled by parametric constraints. So this is the floating curve I'm going to use. I'll pick the entity. I'll say I want this to be 100 meters radius. The angle is less than 180. And all I do is pick any endpoint. I'll just pick that. Now finally, we just need to connect this curve with this line, and I'll use a free curve fillet. And it's called free because one end of this curve is dynamically linked with this curve, and the other end is dynamically linked with that line. So I'll pick the curve first, I'll pick the line second. I have to specify that in this case it's a reverse curve. And lastly, a radius. I'll just pick 100. And there you have an alignment containing a reverse curve that is very easily editable. Make changes to the line segments, the curves stay tangent. Make changes to the curve radii. In any case, they maintain their tangency as well. And it's pretty quick to create, as long as you know the technique. So it's very flexible for edits, and that's the type of alignment that you want to have. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed this segment.